As far as you're concerned, Roy, what went wrong tonight?
Well, we lost for a start. That's probably the most important thing that went wrong. We were hoping to build on the good results at the weekend at home in another game, but unfortunately we didn't. We were punished, I thought, quite heavily for the few defensive mistakes we made in and around our box. I don't honestly believe it was a 4-1 game. I don't think that a 2-1 with us still trying our best to get back into the game, it looked as though we were going to lose it 4-1, but unfortunately these things do happen. We tried our best for an equaliser, and during the second half passed the ball around reasonably well, but the game's about goals, and when they got the ball in and around our penalty area without creating lots and lots of chances, they scored 4 of the chances they created.
We saw Joshua King go off with that. It looked like a back injury. Was that just a precaution, or was that something that you're a bit more worried about?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to see tomorrow. He took a knock in our last training session, unfortunately, so this exacerbated the problem for him. But it was the right time to make a change, I thought. Cucho Hernandez has been someone we've had an eye on in training. We of course, Ray and I don't know him that well, because we've not seen that much of him. We've only had a month to work with him in training. We wanted maybe to see what he could do. So with Josh perhaps not being in 100% fine form, it was a good decision, we thought, to take Josh off and give Cucho his chance. In the same way, we took Tom Cleverly off, who'd done well for us, but his second game in 3 days, he worked very hard. We thought this was a chance for Edo Kayembe to show what he could do.
How much did conceding that second right before half-time affect the mood of your players before the second half?
Well, to be fair, I think that had we gone out in the second half and been totally outplayed by Crystal Palace and really been pushed back and not been able to get on the front foot and to pass the ball like we did on occasions, I would agree that could have been a crucial blow. But I think the way the players got over that 2-1 and came out in the second half and really tried to play. We certainly weren't inferior in terms of our build-up play between the 2 penalty boxes. The major difference tonight was what Palace did when they got the ball in and around our penalty area, and what we did when we got the ball in and around their penalty area. And unfortunately, that's the difference between a team that's going well and is heading towards the top of the table and a team that's trying to get out of the bottom 3.
In a row for Watford. Obviously, you weren't here for the first 5 of them.
Well, I got 2.
Realistically, how can Watford expect to stay up if they're losing games at home without making this place a fortress?
Yes, I understand where you're coming from. Of course, I don't have an answer to that. You don't make a place a fortress because you come into a new club, start working with the players, and you dream of building a fortress. That's not the way it goes. The players we have got to do well enough in the games that we've got left to try and make Victory Trophy a fortress. But I'm afraid I don't have an answer for you how we're going to do that, other than we've got to make certain that in games like tonight, where, to be honest, we weren't outplayed for any long spells of the game, we don't concede 4 goals to the chances that come the opponent's way, and we only take 1 of ours.
Just one more from me, Roy. You did speak before the game about how well Will Sahar was playing. Unfortunately for you, he was right on his game tonight, wasn't he?
He's just a very good player. The bottom line is that, Will, what he did tonight, that's what he does. We did not get close enough to him to prevent the 2 shots, and therefore the 2 shots go into our goal. They're in the 85th and basically the 90th minute, so they're 2 goals which seal the game. With us, of course, still hoping that at 2-1 we might find a way to produce an equaliser. So it wasn't as if we lost the game 4-1 with them totally outplaying us throughout the 85 minutes and scoring 4 goals against us. It was really a question of us being punished at the end by a very good player. and found himself in 2 goal-scoring positions and took the 2 goal chances. So I know what Wilf can do. You know, I'm indebted to Wilf for 4 very good years at Crystal Palace. It would have been nice if tonight he'd have chosen to blast both of those balls over the crossbar, but he didn't.